Hello, I'm OmnusI, your game master this evening here in my lair. Hello friends, I am OmnusI once more here in my Lair of OmnusI to go over another question from RPG A Day, posted by the RPG Brigade on Facebook, as today is the 24th. Their question of, share a pay-what-you-will publisher who should be charging more. Well, that's a bit difficult for me because I don't buy a great number of pay-what-you-will things. Quite honestly, by pay what you will, to me, the whole concept is based off of a grand experiment that was once posited, I believe, by the people behind the game World of Goo. They were one of the first ones who did a pay what you will, and they uncovered some interesting things, if I remember right. They found out that, as expected, the vast majority of people would pay nothing, or 1 cent, or $1, somewhere in that very low range, which of course makes the person distributing it next to nothing for money. It keeps the game out in circulation, certainly, and in a multiplayer venue, especially if there are microtransactions and things after that, that could be a very successful mode. But they also found out some other things. Some people actually looked at the work, considered it, and paid more than $1. Some of them paid $5. Some paid $10. A few people paid more than the $20 that was the initial asking price. Isolated incidents, somebody paid $100 or more. So, as far as pay what you will goes, it's kind of an experiment in the generosity of people or a bellwether as to the quality of your stuff. If somebody comes in and scoops it up for a penny and then comes back later and buys it for $15 or $20, well, you know you've given somebody something that they hold in value. So rather than say who is the pay-what-you-will distributor or author who should charge more, I'll be honest, I don't do it. I don't do a lot of digital purchasing, and most stuff that's physical is very much not pay-what-you-will. However, my point of view in Pay What You Will is that it is an excellent device for getting one's self out there. Not something that I would trust for long-term either profitability or even as a solid platform. At some point you want to build a value to what you make. So while it's excellent for people just getting their names out there, and I have no problem with that, I think it's a good idea. I would also probably say that when I put out my things, my first work, I'll probably make it a pay what you will because I want to get in as many hands as possible. If somebody decides to give me money for it, well, so much the better. That means that hopefully they're enjoying it. And to me, that's almost as valuable. But as far as long term, I'd like to make my stuff reasonable. I'll never be charging $100 for anything I make, probably. But, I'd like to see it get into as many people's hands with price not being a barrier. But eventually I would like to get paid for the work that I do. So, pay what you will. It's a good idea and concept. And if somebody is just a hobbyist and just makes things and constantly keeps putting them up as pay what you will, well, that's fine. Unfortunately, with pay what you will, in my experience, a lot of times the quality is not quite as good. They'll use that, well, you're not paying a great deal for it as an excuse, rather than trying to put out the best product possible. I will say it's a step usually above what you can get trolling, say, the Amazon Kindle site and trolling for stuff that's less than $3. You find a lot of terrible things in there. But pay what you will, good. All for it. I can't give you any suggestions. I don't dwell in that theater. It's worth looking into, and if you find somebody that you like and you want to keep their work going and encourage them, patronizing them is the best way. Money talks, and it's a good way to vote for those that you want to see continue and succeed. So, I'm OmnusI in my rambling way. I hope that answers my point of view on Pay What You Will. And I hope that when I finally get out and put out my Traveling Hack Club and dice file systems, I hope that you enjoy them in turn, whatever you pay for them. So, thank you. I am OmnusI, and I hope you have safe adventures